What's going on, guys? This is PC Payload, the name of my channel, the name that I've decided on over the course of the last weekend. Figured I'd get away from Poo Gobbler because I didn't really create a YouTube channel to do any sort of videos. I just kind of created a YouTube channel like a lot of people do. And this has turned into me doing some tech reviews. It's turned into me doing, just kind of here, kind of buy this kind of shit because I really like it video channel. And I ended up with almost 100 subscribers, and I had no plans on having subscribers or even thought that would be possible. So to anyone who's subscribed to my channel, anyone who's watched my videos, from the very bottom of my heart, I really appreciate that because if nothing else, that's become an encouragement to me to do a little bit better quality videos. As you can see, I've upgraded my audio equipment. I've got a newer boom stand. It was actually a combo I got on Amazon where you get the boom, you get the pop filter, you get the shock mount, and pretty much all your accessories for like $22. It was really a good deal, and figured what the hell, and I bought it. And it's actually pretty good. It's not professional by any means, but it gets the job done. It clears up some desk space, and it definitely improves my audio with the CAD U37 microphone that I added to that. So, like I said, guys, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. I hope that I can bring you a little bit more quality into the content that I make with my newer audio setup. And like I said before, my camera is actually off of my Note 5. It's a great camera. The Logitech, I think it's called the C920, the little webcam, the 1080p webcam that you can get. After doing some comparisons, I actually sent that back. I bought one thinking I was actually going to do a review of it, and I actually sent it back because my Note 5 camera could just produce a better picture. So I stuck with that, and I hope this looks good. I hope this is working out. I figured I'd get a little FaceTime with you guys and just give you a big thank you. So one of the reasons that I'm doing this video, aside from saying thank you very much, is that I had a few people ask me what my rig was and what I use kind of behind the scenes. And so instead of kind of making a professional video in that sense, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the tripod and I'm going to go over to my rig and just kind of do a quick once over and show you guys what I have for my setup. So let me do that real quick. So what my setup basically is based off of, which I've always really liked, is kind of a showpiece, but still a tech bench kind of style, and that is the Thermaltake Core P3 Snow Edition is what you see there. I actually moved all of my parts out of my H440 case, which is an NZXT case, because I was simply running out of room with my EKWB water loop. And I wanted to kind of do a white and black theme, kind of like a Stormtrooper kind of theme. So what I did was I went and bought a Core P3, and I moved all my components out of my NZXT H440 case onto this. And I also added a R9 Fury X EKWB GPU block to the loop, which I did not have before. So what you basically see is what used to be an L360 EKWB water loop kit that I bought about 3 years ago when I bought the Core P5, which is the big brother to this case. That's when I decided I wanted to get into water cooling, and since then it's been modified quite a bit. Not much of what you see here is actually original parts from the original L360 kit. In fact, the only original part is the radiator itself. Everything else is new. Everything else has been upgraded. So I'm going to move my mic here at the same time I'm moving my phone, guys. Here we go. So quick once over. The L360 kit, completely upgraded with clear hosing, black fittings, the pump reservoir combo, which is this guy right here. It looks identical to the L360 kit, but it is the newer PWM version of the pump, which I upgraded. You've got the R9 Fury X, the water block, which is really hard to... I mean, you can see it, but it's very, very hard to explain how beautiful EKWB GPU water blocks are. If you're running an EKWB setup like I am, and you don't have a water block for whatever GPU it is that you own, they probably make one. And I tell you what, you open the box, and it's a little pricey. I think I spent... this one actually is a back plate, which you probably can't see. Maybe you can see it a little bit there. They're separate, so the back plate and the front acrylic plate are separate. I think I spent like 140. I found it on Amazon, surprisingly, for 140. And this thing is gorgeous. You can actually put 3mm LED strands into the bottom. These are XSPC brand LED strands. And there's two holes that EKWB drills. Here, let me try to get a little closer here. Sorry about the jitteriness, guys. There's two little 3mm holes that EKWB drills in the bottom of that, and you can stick your strands up in there. And the same thing goes for the CPU block, that's also been upgraded. That's the Supremacy block, meaning it's basically the acrylic clear version of the water block. The original one was black on the front. Same thing, 3mm holes drilled in it. You can put your LEDs in there. It just makes it look really nice. There's probably a bit of a light flare from the camera, but in person, here, let me stick this back here for you. There we go. So in person, you don't get that. You're not going to get that glowing look that you get on camera. It's going to be very directional lighting, and it lights up the channels where the coolant flows through, and it looks really, really, really nice. So let's get into hard specs. So my CPU is a Core i5 6600K. I've got that overclocked to 4.6, sometimes up to 4.8 gigahertz. My idle temps are around 18 Celsius, which is room temp, and my load temps under full load, and this is, with bench testing, with actual AIDA64, things like that. The most I have ever seen this CPU go to at 4.8 gigahertz with stock voltage is 55 Celsius. So if you know anything about overclocking this particular Skylake generation of processors, that is a very, very low temperature. So the EK, and that's with EK's thermal paste as well. So really, really high quality stuff. Keeps it really cool. The GPU, same thing for that. I'm at room temp with the idle. And then at load, so check this out. At load, 100% load using benchmarks like Heavy Load, Firestrike, Valley, Unigen, AIDA64. The highest I have ever seen that GPU with that particular water block, 43 Celsius. If you know anything about a FurioX, they run hot. That is incredible. And on top of that, I've got about a 9 to 10% overclock on that card, which, if you're aware as well with the R9 FurioX, they don't even overclock that well. They're actually very, very hard to get an overclock because the HBM memory, the Gen 1 HBM memory that they put right on top of that CPU, right next to it, for whatever reason, has never overclocked very well. So I was very, very happy with that. So Z170S motherboard, that's the Asus Snow Edition motherboard, just kind of match the case. And underneath it, the power plant for all of it, I run Seasonic power supplies. I exclusively run Seasonic power supplies and have for quite a few years, probably about 7 years now. This is my second one, and I did not upgrade because I had to. The original one ran fine, but I wanted full modular, so I went with an M12-2 Evo Edition. Absolutely fantastic power supplies. If you've never owned a Seasonic, I highly, highly recommend trying them out. They're very quiet. They're more quiet than some of the Corsair power supplies I've had even before that claim to be very quiet. This thing is whisper quiet. So right now, I have my fans at running around 80%. I'm not running any load tests, so obviously the power supply is not going to be ramped up right now. But it is quiet. It's so peacefully quiet in here. And that is hard to do with an open air test bench. If you want a quiet open air test bench, you got to do your research on fans. You got to do your research on all that stuff. And wow, is this a really, really quiet setup. I'm extremely happy with it. I can't think of anything else I haven't mentioned. Oh yes, my memory. It's Corsair. It's their Vengeance LED series. The only difference between the regular Vengeance and this memory is it's flashy. It's got the blinky white LEDs. And I did that more for aesthetic reasons. It's not going to give you better performance. That's 32 gig running at 3200. So, it's like I said, you don't have to go this route. I do a lot of my cases because I like staring at them. I don't bring people over to my room to show them my stuff. I just really like admiring my own work. So that's my setup, guys. I'll pull back over here. All right. So like I said, guys, that's my setup. And this video was not about me bragging about my setup. It was like, hey, here's what I got. Thanks for asking. This video was really, really about saying thank you. I'm near 100 subscribers. It's not been that long. It's been maybe a couple months. For some people, maybe that's pennies on the dollar. For me, that's very, very encouraging. And I really, really appreciate all of you guys that have taken the time to watch my videos. I've made clerical errors. I've made verbal mistakes and things like that. You guys have called me out, and I've tried to answer your questions and fix them and stuff like that. So anyway, thanks a lot. This is PC Payload checking out after dropping in for a new video. Hope you guys like the name. Tell me what you think. If you don't like the name, maybe we'll change it, but I actually kind of like it. Worked on my banner, my logo a little bit. So thanks again, guys. We'll talk to you soon. Check you later.